Alright. I need to know if anyone's here. Okay, what's going on now? Just gonna give my laptop time to breathe a bit. Seems to be here. Okay, seems like we're back in business. This is rough. Alright, people. Just gonna wait until you all start coming in. There's a bit of a lag, about 10 second lag. See. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 second lag. Yeah, so what am I doing here? I had to Hey, James, how you doing? Can you hear me? Okay, let me try that just in case the mic isn't working. I'm using this setup. Oh, the stream is dying. Oh fuck. I gotta fix that. So this will work instead. Gaming. Alright, it's good now. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I tried. I switched from my. I switched off Google on my laptop, and I think that worked. That helped it out. I switched off Google on. So I'm just using my phone now to monitor the chat. Yeah. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Thanks for dropping by, y'all. How have you guys been? Yeah, I had a quest to go over here near Gordana. Oh my god. It has been so long since I played Final Fantasy. Like, it's been almost years since I actually got into this game, and I used to love it previously. I used to die for this game, but then I just couldn't afford to play it anymore. Mostly because of the subscriptions and stuff like that. So I quit Final Fantasy, but I've always loved it. Now that I can afford to play it, I'm trying to get back into it, and I have about 200 hours worth of content I have to blaze through before I can get to the current content, basically. Wait. Oh, what time is it over there? Jonathan, what time is it? Oh, that's loud. Jonathan, what time is it over at your end? Oh. It's in here. We know far too little of the self to learn in worthwhile plans. We must call upon the science once more if we are to. Oh damn, that is actually quite early. Where's the... Looking for the settings. I want to reduce the volume. Huh. Yeah. Reduce master volume. I just reduce that a bit. Wow, since 5, or what? Do you have like work to do, or you just couldn't sleep? Cause that's strange though. I haven't slept since yesterday. After I finished working on Parallel, I went out with my friends to all night, and then when I got back, I couldn't sleep, and I've just been up because I was like, once it was like 10 o'clock, I was like, if I fall asleep now, I'm gonna miss the stream. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay awake somehow and try and survive. And here we are. Here we are now, I guess. So I guess it all worked out in the end, right? Hey Pride, how are you doing? Nice to see familiar faces. It's nice to see you all here. Well, if you're in private, you tell or reporting for duty. That's the like to me. Yeah. Morning, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. What business? Ooh, sick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, yo. I've been good. I've been taking care of myself more. Trying to find a good balance between working and resting recently, and also I'm trying to start up, get some things, some materials together for my YouTube channel. Things like camera, lighting, all that kind of other stuff. Because I'm in a dorm right now, so I can't really get the best equipment because I don't have a soundproof or anything. I'm just trying to get like camera. So I got the camera. I got a camera yesterday. I got the lights today, so I'm gonna try it out tomorrow. Yeah, gonna see how it looks. Hopefully the video comes out well, because if it does, then I can start uploading probably every other day on YouTube. Because I didn't like the previous camera I was using on YouTube. It was terrible. The quality was terrible. So that's why I didn't upload on my Janical Novels channel that much, because I couldn't stand the quality, the camera quality. But I'm hoping now with this new one, I'm hoping with this new camera, right, it'll be better. And if it is, then I'll be able to upload more, give more of my opinion on anime I'm watching, movies I'm watching, novels I'm reading, and also on Parallel too. The person said to people and brother in yet another. The twin others are the same mind, and it is precisely for this reason that the sales relation to the primary Ramon has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. I haven't really checked out the new season of anime yet. I'm still following the current one. Usually what I do for a new season of anime is I wait for Gigok to do his anime like season in 20 minutes or something like that, and from there I basically check out what new animes are coming out, because I really have time these days to actually go searching for what animes are coming out when. But this current season I'm enjoying Kimetsu no Yaiba, and the ones I'm following advertently, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Hyakimaru. Well, that one is not from this season though, but this is my best Kimetsu no Yaiba for this season. And Carol and Tuesday, which is weird. It's a weird anime, but I'm enjoying it. But are there any anime? Which anime are you excited for? Friendly palaver with itself. So what? That's not gonna happen. There's no way to be peaceful. Oh, Kenjan and Mark. I actually wanted to watch that anime, but then when it started, it looked like almost every other isekai power fantasy novel. So power fantasy book I've ever read. So it pushed me away from it, because I think what makes Arifureta, yes. I actually enjoyed the light novel for Arifureta. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. I have not heard of Isekai Chess Magician though. I've not heard of that. There's this novel I want to come out, but it's so dark. It's so dark that people who people who had problems with what's it called, Goblin Slayer, and the beginning of this show, they can't like what's the name of that novel? Um oh, it starts off like every other isekai, right? But instead of the dude being like transported, turned into a superhero or something, he starts off as a slave, like the worst kind of slave, trapped in a dungeon where they're training him, running brutal experiments, or that kind of Kaneki kind of experiments that warp your mind and stuff. Yeah. I wish I could remember the name. I think it's Black Mage or something like that. The anime is so good. So I said the anime. The book is so good. Oh, if I could remember the name, I'll check. I'll check on Kuro no Mao, the Black Mage. Yes, Kuro no Mao, the the black demon mage. That's who he is. Yes, I remember the name now. Vinland Saga. Yo, this guy is a okay. Okay, they're bringing some classics back. That's nice. But that's sure that if they made Berserk an anime, Vinland Saga deserves its own anime for sure. I honestly can't wait for that. Wow. I remember I read Vinland Saga. I don't, yeah, hopefully they don't use CGI. They don't use that. What's it called? They don't use the CGI they use for Berserk. They actually actually take their time with the animation, because I haven't, apart from Kingdom. Kingdom is the only CGI anime I've seen where they actually, like full CGI anime I've seen where they actually did the CGI well. It wasn't very good in the first few episodes. It took a while to get used to it, but at least the one is Kingdom flowed much better than Berserk. Is just terrible. The CGI for Berserk 2013, is it? I think the year it came, the new one came out. The CGI was no. I'm hoping if they're bringing it out, they should use some smooth animations. Ruby, okay. I want to be careful what I said about Ruby, because the fan base right now for Ruby is they're torn apart, like they're fighting right now. So I don't want to offend. I don't want to get into a fight with anyone. But in my personal opinion, okay, I preferred Ruby season 1 and 2, right? Because back then the story was not the best in season 1 and 2 and 3 too, I guess, in a way. The story wasn't the strongest out there, but what it had was the action. The action scenes had a lot of personality, right? Because that was basically Montillon's that was basically Montillon's entire, what's the word for this thing again? That was his shtick basically. He was excellent at making the best he was excellent at making the best fight scenes. There's this, okay, if you go on YouTube and search what's it called, what's the name of this show again? Dead Fantasy. Yeah, Dead Fantasy. It's his maiden show, the show that actually put him on the map, where he basically took the characters of Final Fantasy, the girls of Final Fantasy versus the girls of Dead or Alive, and just made them fight each other. And that the action scene there told an entire story on its own. So that's why I loved the first few seasons. The action scene, while the story itself might not have been the strongest out there, the action scenes were one of the best, and they had a lot of personality. Then, but the new seasons is like they it's like basically when a show is trying to grow up, it's trying to prove that it's grown up, and you're like, it doesn't really work because um Ruby's strength was never a story, and right now they're focusing so much on the story, which is, in my opinion, still not good at all. Because they're now the more they focus on the story, the more they create like loopholes and plot holes and problems, continuity problems and stuff like that. And then the action is not taking a backseat. So previously, where you'd have like 10 characters moving on the screen at the same time, now you have the classic thing where you just have like you have 5 characters standing and looking at each other, basically talking and waiting their turn to attack, and it's just boring. It's just boring to watch compared to before. And that's not to say the anime itself is bad, because I know that will annoy a lot of people if I say that. But it's good though. If you enjoy it, some people still enjoy it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I don't think I'll take my time out to watch it now. It just doesn't have what the things that charmed me when it first started. And it's sad. That's actually sad though when you think about it. Yeah. But that's for Ruby. Other anime. Okay, there was this one by the same company, Rooster Teeth. Oh, the strangest anime. Oh, there's this anime I put on my channel, Mirror Tights. It's an entire anime just about women's tights. Like, not women's tights. High school girls tights. That's what the entire anime is based around. It's just shots of girls in tights for like four. It's a short anime, so like I think 4 minutes for each episode. I think there are like 7 or so episodes. I'm not sure so far, but it's just about tights. I don't know why. someone someone decided that that would be the best idea, I guess, the best use of funds, I don't know, to make an anime about tights. It's just I don't know, man. People are weird. People are. I can't imagine the pitch in their meeting room, right? When someone pitched that idea, and I can't picture the studio executive who actually like, yes, that is a brilliant idea. Let's make an anime about tights. It's just whatever. I guess that's one good thing about Japan. They'll keep us on our toes always. You can't really say what's going to come out of Japan at any given moment. Like in the West, right? We have basically like these safe parameters for shows. If your show goes too far off a certain angle, people deride it. They say it's either misogynist, or it's too sad, or it's too it's basic. Okay, like now let's say I make a show that basically challenges democracy, right? Like I make a show about a dude who wants to become a king again, and he actually wins in the end. In the West, it's to be like, yo, you're a Nazi who is perpetrating this story of the end of democracy, bringing back theocracy and all of that. But in Japan, it just be like another story. So I guess that's one reason why I enjoy Japanese entertainment a lot, because it's just not just Japanese, basically Eastern entertainment. Because even Korean and what's it called, Chinese, the novels still have this surprise factor. Although to be fair, Chinese novels are a bit predictable. Most of them. There are some that break the mold. There are a few excellent ones that break the mold, but a lot of them are actually predictable these days. They have the arrogant young masters, and yeah. But Japan and Korea, I know you can never predict what's going to see when you open the novel. Wait, do you love her mom and a two-hit multi-target? What? What? Why? Why? Okay, I have so many questions. Booking up because I know, but I'm sorry, what? I'm confused. I am honestly confused right now. What? Well, yeah. Okay, wait. How exactly does that even? I guess though. I'm trying my best to reason it out. Like, I'm trying so hard right now to make sense of it. Like, but I can't. I just honestly can't. Why? Why did someone think that was a good idea? Yeah. Meant to examine this, right? Yeah. Oh my god. Whose video was that? Is that Asgigok released a video, or is that Noxtaco? Because I'm not sure I've seen any video of the new anime, this season's anime yet. Cause I don't think Gigok has released one yet, and I don't remember receiving a notification about Nox releasing. Which YouTuber did that? Well, I mean, I have always been a PS Sony fan. I'm not really a fan, but Sony hasn't disappointed me, so I'll definitely get the PS5. And even if it's only for Horizon Zero Dawn 2, yes, because that Horizon Zero Dawn 1 was, yo, that game changed. I never knew I could have so much fun fighting with the bow and arrow before Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't know that was possible, and that's something that I think a lot of game developers have to understand, that you have to be brave enough sometimes to just break the established formula what every other person is using. Because I think the last time I got to use a bow was in Crisis 2, was it? I think it was Crisis 2 that had a bow and arrow in it. But even then, it wasn't like my primary weapon. My primary weapon were still guns, so the bow was like auxiliary. But in this, the bow was actually, the bow was your only weapon. You couldn't like just decide I want to use something else, and then I use the bow when I feel like it. And it was interesting, all the gadgets and stuff. Because Anime News Network. Oh, okay, those guys. All right, I'll check it out. Probably after this. After the stream is over, I'll go check it out. Cause yeah. Wait for it. All right, open up. Who's this? Yes, I have a present. I'm not sure why I'm giving you this. Okay, this dude is weird. You've come to discuss not honey but sales. For all their whimsy, they are weary lots, particularly since the Emperor has come to the shroud. And the trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all know. Would you know more? You do well to speak to Rosa's husband here, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the sylphs than I'll ever know. Okay? I love games that just party with side quests, but just so you can get to the real meat and potatoes I actually want to play. Rolf Hawthorne's patriarch of the beekeeping Hawthorne family, said to be wherever is safe for customs. Okay. Come to learn anything about the sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're a peculiar folk. How peculiar as well. Let me just tell you. Yo, no chocobos in the house. What? That's rude. They're oh yes, his memory is not good. So I'm gonna talk with every other person in the HOTS because his memory is not good. Like this is video game 101. Best 27 because of the childhood looks, less of it. Yeah. Yeah. This is the one thing I didn't want to add to when I was writing Parallel. I didn't want to make Kashi go through all these side quests. So, which is basically why most of his quests are such large scales that he doesn't need all this filler side quests to pad the book out. 'Cause I don't like the idea. If if it was different, like if it was different, if Kashi how do I put it? If I had a team of writers, right, and I could just be like, this so happens, and they write for me, I could probably add some more side quests, all those little side quests, go fetch them to the book. But since I'm the only one writing, I feel like if I add stuff like that, it's just the book will never end, right? Because everyone knows how long side quests take in gaming. What is it? Why is it dancing? Okay, further knowledge. What? Okay, I'm going to speak with somebody else again. Because his memory is apparently terrible. Wait, where did it? Okay. That was bad. I went the wrong way. Alright. Not interested in fighting you. Please do not aggro me. No, not now. Just want to get home safely. In the beginning, it was weird because when I first started on Wattpad, I basically didn't have any. I remember back then people used to do read for read, follow for follows on all the forums. If right now they still do it, but it wasn't as bad back then. Every single forum, no matter the actual forum title, would just fill the read for read, follow for follows. Everyone was so hungry to get the reads, and to me, when I first started, I didn't really start with the intention of having people read my book. I was at the point in my life where I just wanted to express myself, just express myself out. So I wrote when I was writing Shinigami Rex the first time, Lost Hope. The first time I uploaded it on my first account, I was surprised when I started getting reads because at first I was only getting like 10 reads. I just had a few 10 people who were reading my book, and then one day I woke up and there were like 100. The next day there were like 200, and it was so weird because that was the first time where I actually found something I'm good at that I enjoy, and I realized that other people like it, right? Because like I've always been good with math and science and all of that, but I always found it boring because I've done a few internships in my time, and I've always hated the idea of working in an office because it's just, oh my god. Especially since I have this personality where I find it very hard to just like if someone annoys me, I have this personality where I have to let the person know, right? So I don't work too well in like an office stage where you basically have to kind of hide your true feelings all the time, because you can't let your boss know that you're annoyed with him because he's giving you more work than you signed up for. You can't let your colleagues know either, because then they call you, then they ostracize you and stuff, right? So because of stuff like that, I didn't want to work in an office, but I didn't have anything else. I couldn't figure anything else that I was actually good at, right? That is at least until I finally found well, Wattpad. When I got my first 1,000 reads. I remember I saved the picture somewhere. I can't remember where I kept it. I saved the picture somewhere on one of my devices, and it just blew me away because I was like, "Yo, this is something I can do. I enjoy because I enjoy writing stories. I have a lot of stories that are floating in my head, but I just can't write them because I'm only one person, right?" And I was like, "Yo, people actually enjoy the stories I tell," and it was a life changing moment for me, I guess. So that was Shinigami Rex, right? So Shinigami Rex ended. I had to close the account for because I had school and everything, and I didn't after clo- after some time gave my cousin the account for him to run because of basically running my account. And after a while, I just switched accounts altogether and started a new one. And then I uploaded Shinigami Rex again. But at the time, I had a new story. I think that was just after SAO came out, or was it before SAO came out? I think it was before the anime of SAO came out, right? The light novel had come out because I read the light novel, but the anime hadn't come out yet. So I read the light novel. I read Sculptor, Moonlight Sculptor, and there was one other anime that inspired. There was one other book that inspired me. I can't remember the name. Yeah, so I read all of that, and I just had the idea for Parallel. It just stuck in my head, and it wouldn't come out. It wouldn't leave. So I put Shinigami Rex on hold, and I started up in Parallel. And Parallel is the fastest book that has actually uh, I haven't seen a story pick up as fast as Parallel picked up. I don't know what about the novel it was. By the time I was at my like 10th or 11th chapter, I was already clocking like 1K reads a chapter on Parallel, and I was shocked because I couldn't understand why. Because when I first started Parallel, it was basically like a fanfic of Sword Art Online and Moonlight Sculptor mashed together, right? The real story of Parallel doesn't actually start until like volume 2. So I couldn't understand it, but it was such a validating moment for me. So yeah, that that's basically in so many words. I'm not even sure I answered your question to be honest. I just kept rambling. I just kept rambling from one point to another. I'm not sure I answered your question honestly, but basically how it feels right now is it feels good. That's an understatement. Honestly, it is so humbling anytime I open when I release a chapter and I see all the comments, all the reads. It's there are no words to explain like how how happy it makes me feel, And each time I say it, it's like a reminder that yeah, there's something, at least one thing I'm doing in this life that is worth something. Because it's not easy to find something you do that affects other people's lives. Because I've received some messages from people talking about how my novel helped them through some serious times. They were struggling with depression and stuff like that. And I understand that because I started Parallel while I was depressed. So it's a way for me to deal with my depression. I didn't want to talk to other people about it. So I just wrote novels, and I basically lived vicariously through my novel characters. It's basically why both my protagonists have split personality issues, because that was me. That was basically me at the time. I couldn't deal with my real feelings, so I was always putting on the front, and I was trying to work it out through my novels. So yeah, that and it's so humbling whenever I open a chapter and I see all the comments, all the reads. it's so humbling. But that said, I am not used to people that I actually know in real life reading my novel. So if like if I meet someone, I don't proactively tell people I'm an author on Wattpad, because it feels weird when I actually meet someone in person and they're like, "Yo, I liked your novel. I did, or I didn't like your novel." I don't know. It feels so weird. So the few people who I know in real life that read my novel, yeah, it's so weird whenever I either compliment or criticize a chapter. It's just I'm not used to that, because I feel like if I actually met the people who read my novels in real life, like if everybody just gathered in one place, I would freeze out of shock. I wouldn't know what to do, because I'm not good. I'm not good with that real life, dealing with stuff in real life. That's why I hide behind the Renaway Kisaragi name I made up to, because I couldn't I didn't want anybody to know my real name when I first started. Yeah, that's it. That's basically the nutshell. I'm not sure I answered the question. I hope I did. I honestly hope I did. I know I've been rambling for a bit, for a while, so I'm sorry about that. I really hope I answered the question though. All right, I think I got that. Yeah. Oh my god, nope. Oh, they're everywhere. Nope, nope, nope. I don't want to fight, please. I do not want to fight. Please leave me alone. Go away. Go away. Oh, you may be coming to London. Oh, if you do, I hope I'm still in London by then though, because I'll be leaving probably around November. So I really hope I hope I'm around when you get here, because that'll be fun to meet up in real in person, Pride. Oh, yo, Jonathan, yo, that makes me so happy, yo. Yo, I'll be honest with you. I can't wait for me to upload more too. Like that's the funny thing is, just like you guys get when you guys wait for chapters is the way I'm so impatient with myself when I don't upload a chapter, because even though I have an idea of how the story is meant to go in my head, my chapters always, when I'm writing, something always changes or something new always comes in. So I'm just as impatient as you guys all the time. Oh, yeah, like it's there are a few people I can think of who have been here since book one. Nearban has been here since book one. There's this guy called Sound Grub. Sound. No, I'm not sure. He has been here since book one. There's this dude who was here, Mohammed Usman Shafiq. He was here. I think he changed his tag later, but he has been here since Shinigami Rex, actually, all the way to Shinigami Rex. He has been reading my novels. So yeah, there are a few people that I know. Hyproxy has been here since book one. Hyproxy has been here since book one. Who else? Who else? There are quite a few people that have been here since book one, actually. Oh, you want me to dance? Oh my god. Sorry, wrong. Emotes, dance. Where is the dance? That is terrible. That is the worst dancing I've ever seen. I wouldn't read it because if I'm ever when I finally go back to Shinigami Rest, I'm gonna scrap the entirety of book two because although the beginning is how I envisioned it, the part that the next part isn't. I think I wrote that part in a hurry because I was trying to force out the chapters for Shinigami Rex, right? So I'm going to scrap most of book two and redo it when I go back to Shinigami Rex. Yeah, Shinigami Rex is honestly I don't know how or where I got that story from in my head. I'm not sure how I picked up that story because while I wrote the ending of the story at the beginning, right? But the thing was, at the time I wrote that ending, I had no idea how they were going to get there. I didn't know how they were going to end up on that rooftop. I knew nothing about how it actually got there or the story behind everything. But it just worked out in a way. I don't know. I think that was a book that showed me that my writing style is different. You know, other people plan out their books like they plan every single step of the way. I just have checkpoints like okay for this novel right now that we're this current volume. When I started my without I don't without any spoilers, my checkpoints were Kashi gets a new world, right? That was a checkpoint. It had to happen. I wasn't sure how it was going to happen. Another checkpoint was Kashi recruits the centers and Miot makes the bank. I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. I didn't know how they were going to qualify for it, but I knew it was going to happen. And the thing is, somehow the story just organically, qualifies. Because what I don't want to do, what I try to avoid doing, is forcing the world of the story to favor the main character, right? Because we know the main character, they have plot armor always. That's a law. That's a law of writing. The main characters have plot armor, but good plot armor is the type that doesn't break the story, right? So an example of that would be basically like in Star Wars, The Last Jedi, right? The plot armor that the good guys used was the light speed destroyer with the using a destroyer at light speed, which basically wiped out the entire Empire's fleet. Now that was an example of forcing the world to conform to the protagonist, right? But by doing that, they basically broke the entire lore of Star Wars, because now you can't have any realistic battle in space anymore in the world of Star Wars. Because once you say a battle, you're going to be like, why doesn't somebody just put a droid in a ship and just ram it at light speed into another ship? Like you'd win all your battles that way, right? So I try to avoid that in my writing as much as possible, and I try to make it that everyone. Yeah, that's the thing. Kashi doesn't have. Yeah, Kashi. Yeah, that's also correct for you. Kashi doesn't really have much plot armor. Yeah, he has all those perks that he keeps getting, but usually there's a reasonable explanation for all of them. Like you can chart how he got them. And another thing is, I made sure that he's not the only one getting those stuff, right? How he got his own was basically saving a god, but there are many other gods on the planet, so other people have saved gods too. That's why you have people like Brilith. You have people, the other character who I haven't really shown much of because he's much more secretive, is the Sonic character, who is in Imperium, right? So people like that have also saved gods. They've also unlocked their own secret killer, moves and stuff. So yeah, each person they have their own specialties. I try to have it that way so that even if Kashi is like this top dog, kind of character, you still feel like if things go wrong, he could actually die. And I try to keep it that way because yes, it's a shonen kind of story where the main character gets stronger. He gets stronger until he beats his enemies and la la la. But I try to make it so that even if that is so, you have to feel an inch of fear, just a little bit, that if things go wrong a little bit, he can still die. Or if he doesn't die, he can mess up and somebody in his squad dies. So there's always that lingering fear still. And what I'm going to do next is absolute. Oh shit! No, I can't say that. I actually can't. That's spoiler territory. That's actually spoiler territory. Yeah, but you'll see in the upcoming arc, after this arc is over, because this arc is nearing its end basically. We're done with we've put in the centers, because this was basically the building arc. This entire book 4 was basically building the maggots, right, from scratch. So volume 1 was Kashi finding out what he's gonna do. Volume 2 was Kashi trying to figure out what the hopeful maggots was. That was just him birthing the hopeful maggots. And then volume 3 was the hopeful maggots. The first time hopeful maggots started fighting for something they believed in. So volume 3 was fighting for their beliefs, coming together as one. All of them, all the hopeful maggots from different parts of Resendun, coming together, working together, trying to achieve a common goal, right? So volume 4 now was, after working, not since they don't work, fighting for their common goal. Now volume 4 is about building the guild, trying to reach out more, achieve some things to show that the guild is not just about themselves. They're also trying to help out the world as a whole. So that is it. Now volume 5 though is something else entirely, and no spoilers for that, but you guys will enjoy it. There hasn't been much action in volume 4, but volume 5 is going to be non-stop action, like just fighting after fighting after fight after fight. And it's gonna be good though, but no spoilers. I'm not I'm not gonna say anything that I'll spoil it, because yeah, it's volume 5 is gonna be awesome. I can promise you guys that. But one thing I can say for sure is in volume 5 we're also going to have more of Suzuki showing up, because the last couple of chapters have focused solely, more or less, so the last 2 volumes focus almost solely on Kashi. Volume 5 you're going to see more of Suzuki, because by volume 5 the real world actually starts to move finally, because right now everybody's on standby for various reasons. If you read United Front, you figure out why, you'd know why everyone is still on standby right now. But things begin to happen, and the real world starts moving, and that's why you begin to see more of more of Suzuki, and the real life personas coming in. So yeah, it's funny how I actually have a sort of a roadmap for Parallel for at least 2 more books. But if someone asks me right now how long Parallel will go, I honestly have no idea. Mostly depends on how much filler I put in it. That's why I'm trying to. Hey, weak sleeping potion, Kashi's night potion. I'll take it just for the nostalgia. Yeah, someone asked me how long Parallel will go. Right now, I have no idea. But because I try to avoid filler as much as possible, it shouldn't be too long. Maybe 3-4 more books. 3 is too small. Let's say 4 or 5. more books, or 6 maybe, I don't know. I'm definitely not going to make it as long as those Chinese novels that go up to 1,000 chapters. The problem with United Front, okay, let me put it this way. Literally, the problem is I am one person. That is the literal problem. I am one person, okay, and I want to write stories for United Front, but at the same time, I need to keep the main story going, right? So what happens is, when I want to write for United Front, the ideas in my head for the main story keep pounding, and I'll be like, okay, I have to write this down, and basically I don't have enough time to focus on both at the same time. So what I usually do is I wait until I finish a volume, and then during the spare time between that, because I always give myself a bit of time between one volume and the next. So during that spare time, I try to cram as much of any other book I can. That's what I'm gonna do now. When I'm done with this volume, I'm gonna focus on United Front, try and pound, because actually United Front is going to really affect it's going to affect Parallel a lot, because Darius and the gang, what they're doing is basically a massive threat to them. So yeah, I do want to follow United Front, just because when their words do clash at the end, I want everyone to have, a sort of view on both sides, understanding both sides. So it isn't just some faceless people, clashing. We understand each other, we understand where each person is coming from, and then in that way, the conflict is much harder for the reader to be like, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy in all of this. Because I like writing, what's it called, gray characters. It's easy to write a villain. Yeah, the words are definitely connect in the end. United Front and Parallel are definitely going to connect. I'll say it's easy to write a one-note bad guy. An example. Wait, what is this? Dance. Oh my god. Oh, this is about making me dance. I'm gonna add this to my. Just add the dance I want. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, it's easy to write an evil character. An example would be Froy. Froy is a one-note evil character. He's evil for the sake of evil, and those kind of characters are very easy to write. But I prefer writing gray characters. Characters who when the reader sees them, they're not sure if they're good, or maybe you'll be like, yeah, they're evil, but they have a reason for being evil. And that's what I'm currently working on with some new villains that are coming up they're going to come up very soon. So even this lady, Brilliant, and right now it's easy to hate her, right? Because she's basically messing everybody up in the world. But when you stop to think about it from another view, she's a player and she's messing with AIs basically. So when you think of it that way, is she really evil? If you think of it, is she really an evil person? She's just playing the game. She's basically role playing the way we all do when we play video games. Like the way you play GTA, you just get in your car and run over every pedestrian over there, right? That is basically for her. She's not seeing it as hurting innocent people, right? She just sees it as AI. She doesn't even basically the difference between her and Kashi is that Kashi sees them as people. She and everybody in her guild sees them as sees them as AI characters. And I think the disconnect is because of Kashi's experiences. Yeah, there's Raz. Raz, when Kashi was Raznik, basically the only people Raznik actually hung out with were NPC characters or residents. Those were basically Raznik's only, not friends, but basically only his only acquaintances uh, were all residents. So that's why at a point he just started recognizing them as human, and that's the same thing that happened to um, Kashi. That feeling passed on to Kashi. Now, if you look at someone like um, what's his name, CL, the same is if beginning of volume 4, we saw his back history, right? So he knows better than most that the AI are definitely alive. He knows that one for sure. That the AIs, they have feelings, that they have want, they have needs, and sometimes they clash with what humans want. So he knows they're alive for real, which is why he enjoys killing them. To him it's fun. It's kind of impact in a way. So he sees them as human, but other youths, they don't really see them that way. And because of that, that's also one of the reasons why Kashi's youth is kind of leading the pack in terms of making things that will benefit the world as a whole. I people asking why other, I remember someone left a comment saying why haven't the other guilds caught on to what Kashi is doing and decided to start building their own trains and stuff like that, and their own basically their own inventions, right? And the reason is because to them they don't what Kashi is doing is building this stuff for the people, right? Because if you think about it, by the time most of these people get to maybe 180 or so, they'll probably find legendary mounts, or maybe not legendary, but very tough mounts that can get them through most zones at probably at the same speed at this train. So it's the other things are not for the game, for the summoned so much as they're for the world, and that's a disconnect. Okay, summoned are only thinking about other summoned and what other summoned need, while the hopeful maggots, because they recognize the people in the world, the AI and the world as people, they keep thinking of ways to improve the lives of the people, which in turn gives them profit because there are way more residents than there are summoned. So if you build things for the residents and they begin to pay you, you earn Cyrus far more than someone who's just trying to cater to the summoned alone. And eventually the other guilds will wise up. They will catch on that. Okay, we can't keep doing the things the way we are. They will wise up, but until then, it will take a while. So until then, that's where Kashi and the rest currently have kind of an advantage. As to how long that advantage will last, we'll see. Wait. And yeah, okay, yeah. On the subject of not a subject of great villains, if you notice, the volume 1 didn't have an actual villain, did it? Volume 1 didn't have a main villain. The little, apart from that Nekar guy at the end, but that's not really a villain. That's just more like a guardian. Volume 2's villain was Absalom, but as we saw, Absalom isn't basically evil. He was just he just wanted the throne, which was up for grabs, and he fought for that. Volume 3 had, who was Volume 3's villain? Volume 3's villain was Froy, right? Yeah, Froy. Now Froy wasn't my best character. He was plain evil. And then volume 4, so far we've had a few villains. What's this dude's name again? Oh my god, I forgot my own characters' names. Oh, that's a dream, yo. When people start listening to your stream and going to McD's, it means you're interesting to listen to. Right? It means you can actually open a podcast and stuff like that. All right, good. So wait, I need to obtain a brownie bush. I said. So yeah, in this particular season 4. Oh my god, what's this dude's name? Oh my god, it interrupted me. Oh, did I hit somebody else? Oh, what's this dude's name? The oh my god, I can't remember his class. What's my brain is fried right now. Oh my god. What is his name? What is his name? What is his name? I feel like I need to. Okay, I'm gonna just pause this for a bit once I kill this dude. Just check this out. 'Cause this is embarrassing. When you can't remember the name of your own character because your brain has decided to just go on vacation for a bit. Just embarrassing. Okay. Nope. Check. Chapter. Funny thing is, this happens way more often than I'd like to admit, where like I'm writing a chapter and I just completely forget the character's name. I'm like, oh my god, I should know that. I should definitely know that person's name, but like I can't remember it to save my life. Oh yes, Raya. Oh my god, Raya Thorn. Oh, how did I forget his name? Yes, so Raya when I started writing him, it was I didn't want to write like the classic cliche. He's evil, he's just evil, and that's the end of it, right? So what I did with Rayatha was I asked myself, okay, why would someone want to work for the the Chaos Order? Okay, why do people join the Chaos Order? And usually, when the reason people join loose organizations like that is to further their own goals. Basically, they don't join out of loyalty or because the Chaos Order is not really a religion. They don't. It's not like they worship Raznik that much. It's not a religion like that. So when you look at it from that way, there has to be a reason why these people join. And what I was thinking about, like, okay, these people it's basically to further their own goals, and sometimes those goals can be noble, but because someone is like, I need to accomplish this by any means necessary, I'm going to do something evil to do that, to accomplish it. And it's basically the oh my god, it's a super villain who, basically the Thanos theory, where he wants to cure world hunger and overpopulation and all these other problems that arise from that, and his solution is to basically wipe out half the universe. I mean, there's a real problem. He does address a real problem that exists, but his solution is shit. So that was what I did. I took with Rayatha. He's facing a real problem. The blight is a real problem, which actually does affect a lot of people, and it has basically plagued the world for generations. And he's trying to find a cure desperately because he has lost a lot of friends to it. So he wants to solve it, and he doesn't care basically what he has to do to get it. So when I'm writing that kind of character, I'm looking at it, and then I'm looking at Kashi, because Kashi and Rayatha are almost the same kind of person. Kashi is also very selfish if you look at it from another point of view, because he would do anything to achieve his goal, right? It's just that the only difference between him and Rayatha is because of his affiliation with the Hopeful Magus, right? He currently has sort of like a moral compass, right? I have a feeling if Kashi was on his own, there'll basically be nothing holding him back from turning into, maybe not a super villain, but like someone who does what Rayata does. Just anyone he has to kill to achieve what he wants to achieve, he would do it. But now because he has the hopeful Magus at his back, he's got Layla watching over him, he's got Lunette watching over him. He can't really, work on his worst impulses. So that's a check he has. But Rayata, on the other hand, doesn't really have those checks. He's lived his whole life with animals, beasts who live by the survival of the fittest code. And now he's just following that doctrine, he's following what he knows, which is, if you want to solve an issue, you take it by force and you solve it with any means necessary. So I took that and I said, okay, I'm gonna design this character this way. Yeah, basically another Raz, yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah. So that's basically why I tried to make all these characters to kind of show a different part of Kashi and help him grow a little bit, instead of just making them one-note villains, So, which is the next season is going to be interesting because there will be a multitude of villains all in the same place at the same time. And my favorite ship. Oh, okay, that's a good one. I have a soft spot for Kashi and Lunette because that was the first ever ship I actually made in the book. And yeah, Kashi and Lunette is definitely a soft spot. But if I have to say a favorite, oh my god, it will have to be. It's not Ciel and Shoko. It's not Tiger and Seiko. It's It's a tough one. Funny thing is, okay. Here's the funny thing. My best ship isn't even a ship. It's the friendship between Kashi and it's not Kashi, Suzuki and what's her name again? Oh my god, why am I forgetting people's names today? Kashi and the Archer Princess. I will eventually remember her name. Today just not good on my brain. The real life part of the Archer Princess, Adachi, yes, Ayumi, right? Her name is Yayumi. So because what I explored with Suzuki and Ayumi, which I haven't really gone into details yet because they haven't really had time to play off each other that much apart from the beginning. And what she's playing off of Kashi, not Suzuki, is their relationship goes beyond like the boundaries of love, I love you love me back, and all that stuff. It's kind of like a brotherhood, a sisterhood, whatever you want to call it. This like tighter than siblings, kind of. It's just they have this kind of unconditional trust in each other, which for Kashi is a massive deal, and which for Suzuki, not Kashi, is a massive deal. So I think she's probably the only character who Suzuki fully trusts in that world, basically right now. Then my official ship for Suzuki, in my mind, I'm not sure how it will turn out, but my official ship for him is Jade. I don't know if it will actually work, because it may or may not work depending if their chemistry continues to build. But yeah, that's official. That is the ship that I had in mind when some time ago. Then Tiger and Seiko. Oh, we're the wrong person. Tiger and no harem endings. No, I don't. I can probably write a harem novel, but I don't think not definitely not in parallel. Definitely not in parallel. The characters in parallel are I won't say they're monogamous, but it's kind of I like the sense of the purity of their love, because each of them doesn't just love someone because the person is hot. I didn't want to write it that way, right? Each of them has like an emotional connection based on events that happen in their lives or a trauma they're nursing or something like that. So I feel that that would be a deeper way to connect them than just this they're two hot people and so they're gonna date, which is basically how all 90% of harem books with harems work. It's basically they do to see this girl who is the most beautiful person in the universe until he sees the next girl who is the most beautiful person in the universe until he sees the next girl again, and he just keeps collecting them like he's collecting Pokemon. Like they just yeah. So I didn't want to do. I wanted to avoid that with Kashi. That doesn't mean I hate harem books. There's a what's that wall I call it? Again, this is I'm treading on thin ice here because this is something that we're taken out of context and people can call me misogynist. But yeah, there's something inherently something that speaks to the dumb frat boy inside me that is interesting that finds harem interesting. I don't know. So. Right. If Kashi got the harem, but Suzuki only stuck with one girl. Yo, my greatest dilemma right now is if Kashi is making out with a girl, but Suzuki is in Kashi's head. I can feel everything Suzuki. Suzuki is in Kashi's head. I can feel everything Kashi is feeling. Is he technically cheating on someone in the real world at that moment? That's my greatest dilemma right now. It's something someone will have to answer at some point. Because if they can feel it, is he cheating? But he's not doing it purposely, yeah, right? But he can feel anything Suzuki and Kashi is feeling. So that'd be weird. That'd be something to explore. Because they're two completely different people, but they share their senses, right? So just like right now, Kashi likes Lunette, right? I'm not sure if it's love yet, but he likes Lunette. But Suzuki feels absolutely nothing towards her, as like zero. He doesn't care about her, and this world that Suzuki doesn't care. So if Kashi makes out with Lunette, what does that do to Suzuki at that point? And Suzuki has a girlfriend in the real world. Is he technically cheating on her? Like this, it's like kind of thoughts that I have sometimes when I'm just when I'm just imagining future scenarios, and this is one of the ones that make me laugh the most. It's just funny thinking about it. These dudes are sending me on they're just making me run back and forth between the same place. Yeah, it's funny to think about it. I'm not sure that I'm mostly. I like the fact that they are not ignoring me. Yeah, the funny thing is that that you actually got Suzuki's reaction. He probably just be like, "I can't believe that happened in the game." Like, he'd be like, "Ugh, can't believe that. I can't believe you actually did that. Like, it's such an inconvenience." Suzuki's kind of person to consider a girlfriend an inconvenience. Like she's taking up my fighting time. I could be fighting somebody right now. I don't need this in my life. Yo. I'm not fighting you. I am not fighting you. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. What the hell? There's so many people here. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Come on, get some. So many people here. Alright, die, die, die. Oh, finally. Hope this is everything. I'm playing an archer right now, but he's a I said Dabian. He's a dark elf. Wait, did they call him dark elves in this game? I'm not sure, but he's a dark elf. I was basically trying to recreate Kashi, but this dude is too tall to be Kashi. I'm trying to recreate Kashi in game form, but yeah, he's got the red eyes, got the long hair. I'm gonna remove the turban so you can see the hair. So hold on, I need to get this stuff back. Where's my character? Hide his hat. Alright. So he's got the hair. Although this hair is a bit too neat. Well, I like the style, so I just kept it. If Kashi ever gets a haircut, it will look something like this. Yeah. His hair, the ears aren't too long like Kashi's. Yeah, but the thing I didn't like is he's way too tall. Kashi is a little shorter than this. Yeah. Then I went far and got myself. I actually looked up where I could find one of these. Wait, what am I doing? Look at this. My little Kira. This is the this is the kind of thing. Yeah, I can actually design Raznik because there are human characters. There's red hair, and there's scars. There are human characters, red hairs. There's scars, and like, look at that, so cute. What? Finish? Yeah. Yes, you should finish the latest chapter. I mean, I'm not really spoiling anything in the chapter per se, so you could finish. You could finish. You could watch if you want to, or you could finish it, or better yet, you could read it and just leave this on in the background. Cause I'm not really actively spoiling anything, but oh, look at it, two Kiras. Aww. Yeah. So this is the kind of thing that I did in Final Fantasy. One of the first things I did was look for a way to get me a puppy. Now I just have to find a way to get a bigger grown-up wolf pup and a black one, and hopefully name her Kira. Then I'll finally have Kashi complete. Yeah. I know, right? Like, there are times when I spent like over 30 minutes just petting the dog. I just sit down next to it. I just start petting it. I wouldn't notice that 30 minutes has passed because she's just so cute. Yeah, I'll try to get more active on Discord. I actually don't know why I kind of just broke off. I think I'm not used to speaking online with people. Like, I'm not used to social interactions online at all. Like, so usually what happens with me is I'll have a board where I'm active for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then I just die off for like half a year. I don't go back to social media anymore. And then maybe something sparks me, and I remember, oh yeah, I should actually go on there, say hi to people in my life. I go back. Class Sabi. Sorry. Oh, it's cracking. I see it's cracking. What's going on? Why are you cracking? I see it's cracking. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. From my laptop. Just give me a sec. Just gonna get that fixed. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Clean up. Clean up. Clean up. Clean up. That's freezing up. Yeah. Uh, really? My laptop isn't able for this. Sweet. I think it's working fine. What's going on? Oh, oh no. This kind of render. Stream. Oh no. My laptop. Oh, my laptop is streaming really. Oh my god. This is sad. Like, this is sad. Why is this happening? We're working so fine for so long. Oh, this is sad. Oh, this is frozen. This is happening. Jackie, you're back. The stream is messing up. Oh no, this is terrible. Oh, this is terrible. This is sad. This is terrible.